and welcome to the Bloodshot Eyes and Sore Thumbs podcast. We will be giving you another reason not to go to sleep this evening and listen to some more info about video games. I am your host, Scott. Joining me today are two fairly well-known Sears catalog members, Brent and Jacob. Jacob, how are you today?
What up, what up? I don't know what a Sears catalog is. I'm doing good, though. How are you?
I'm great, and I'm just calling you a liar right now. Brent, how are you, my friend?
Hey, I'm good. I'm hoping I'm going to get some kickback from this Sears catalog that I didn't know about, but all right, let's do it.
Well, maybe you don't want to see the pictures that I submitted on an online entry form.
Okay. All right.
Oh, well, we're going to be coming to you each week to talk about video games and things that interest us in the matter. Jacob, what's been going on this week for you, man?
Oh, man. Well, I didn't get a whole lot of time to play for about a week. I was out of town. But upon getting back, I started having some trouble with my Xbox. It wouldn't turn on. And, yeah, I know. But after the nervous sweat stopped, I mean, I tried so hard to get it to go. It just wouldn't power up. And I was getting a little bit bummed out about that because... Yeah, Bloodshot Eyes too, man. It was terrible. I mean, well, in the midst of REcon coming out, I wanted to spend a little bit more time with it, in preparation for this show. Have more to talk about with it, but getting back to Dark Souls 2, just couldn't do it. My Xbox was just being a little fucker and just not working with me.
We've all been there, man. I had that red ring happen to me, and it was no fun. Everybody with a 360 knows that pain, I'm sure.
After a bunch of looking at forum boards and such, it just looks like a lot of the little power boxes fail every now and then.
Yeah.
Well, at least the old Xbox One having the external power supply, I guess that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Hey, shout out for external power supplies. You know who you are. Well, you said that you wanted to spend more time with REcon. I got your back, dude, because I spent all the time with REcon.
Yeah, how many hours was it?
I'm up to like 40.
That's good. That's healthy.
Healthy, yeah. My girlfriend might disagree with you.
I'm proud of you. No. Oh, come on, man. The best rock band drummer ever? Are you kidding? Man, this girl wails.
She does. You don't want to see her on some 21 Pilots. No, but I want to talk about REcon. I've been holding it in for weeks. I just want to spill and gush.
Spill and gush.
Let's do it, bud.
Man, so I jumped into this game. I am, kind of a big fan of Ubisoft games. They've kind of got this, like the open world soup that they kind of always make.
Yeah.
And I like that recipe. I like the checkboxes. I like climbing the towers to reveal the rest of the map. Things they get knocked on a lot for. I like. That's my kind of game. So, I played the beta, and, let's all be honest. The beta was kind of shaky, to say the least.
A little weird.
A little
weird.
janky.
I was running through mountains.
Oh, wow.
Through them.
Like a real super soldier.
Yeah, it's 4 guys in T-shirts that can run through mountains and shoot good. Gonna save the world.
Bulletproof beards.
Yeah. Excellent.
So I was a little bit, hesitant to, get the game, but I decided to go ahead and jump into it. And what I found, man, is a really, really great game. There are rough edges. Let's not bounce around that. There are rough edges everywhere. But the amount of content and the variation on the content is great. It's each mission I'm going on now, it's become pretty different.
The map is huge.
Dude, the map is crazy huge. I mean, you're talking about snow-capped peaks to marshy wetlands to deserts. I've never been to Bolivia, but this might be a new vacation spot.
I don't think so, man.
Yeah. I think you're right. I was just trying to amp it up.
There seems to be a lot of firefights that break out there.
There are more bullets than people.
I would say for every dove in Mountain Vista, there's probably equal amounts worth, metaphorically, of cocaine. and misery caused by such.
That is not a lie, as according to this game. There is just cocaine's on the hilltops.
Yeah, that's it's just everywhere.
Yeah. But, the more I play of it, the more interesting things and ways I am to finding to play the game. It's one of those games that you can play it solo. You can play it single player. You get 3 AI teammates to kind of hang with you and will, start shooting when you shoot, and that's basically it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've noticed that. I got to spend a little bit of time with it. It definitely shines when you can get your group of friends together.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I mean, whether you want to be cornball or whether you want to, take yourself super seriously and line up your shots and all that.
Yeah. I think it has a lot to offer.
That's really where the vibe. I mean, but do you agree with the 10 out of 10 rating when you see it? I saw a lot of that on Metacritic.
Yeah.
From both critic and, regular, at Johnny Gamer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think if it's going to scratch an itch. I don't think it's going to win Game of the Year or anything like that.
I totally agree with you there. I totally agree with you there.
If you're looking for a game that's going to give you, 100+ hours of content that you can kind of mindlessly chew away at each day, this game is perfect.
Yeah.
The story is not going to, win any prizes. It's servable. But they do have some interesting ways that they approach things. And I think this game was a cool way for your, Ubisoft to try out some things. The way they do the story, there's no structure to it. You can kind of do any campaign mission at any time, take out any of these cartel leaders and bosses, and I think that serves this style of open world gameplay really well.
And I wonder if they're inching closer and closer to potential with a MMO.
You would think so.
I don't know, because I do pick up what you're saying about I don't know. The other thing that comes to mind is a kitchen term for a lot of sauces come from a mother sauce, like a base sauce, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Ubisoft games definitely have that in their map. Like you in their map system and how they play, you can definitely see a lot in common between like Assassin's Creed and Watch Dogs and Splinter Cell, just the way the characters move, the buttons that do stuff, even so far as borrowing, cover mechanics, dashing from cover to cover. Mm-hmm. So, another one that I see do this, and I don't know, I don't think Warner Brothers makes it, they just publish it, but the Batman games and the Mad Max game, they kind of have that as their bread and butter too, and then it's just wallpaper beyond that, and the narrative itself that kind of distinguishes each game from each other, because in the sense of like, this game reminds me a lot of Far Cry 4 when I play this. But then you get into it, all you do is switch out the setting for a city, and you have Division and Watch Dogs.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still the open map. You see what I'm saying? And it's just a different take on, your gadgets and stuff. And that's kind of what I've come to appreciate from Ubisoft.
Can you guys tell that it's more fully flushed out from those games? Like they've learned their lessons from those games, and they've made this because of it?
I think yes and no. There's apparent, sections where they've taken something from another game and have tried to improve it. Like the drone from Watch Dogs 2 makes, a second appearance in this game. It's like the same thing. Mm-hmm. But the way they do tagging, and they actually add the drone as its own like separate skill tree, that you have probably, I'd say maybe 10 unlockables, different visions, or you can turn it into a noise maker or an explosive device, which I think is like an example of what you were saying of Ubisoft learning from other games and saying, how can I tweak this, make this just a little bit better, add a little bit of quality of life to players.
I agree with Scott in the sense of yes and no. The way that I would put it into words is like, as far as fleshed out, I would think that there's like, how can I put into words? There's a difference between amending something, adding things to it, and refining something.
Right.
Rebuilding it, making it more efficient.
Yeah.
And where I I don't think Ubisoft, reinvented their wheel, so to speak, but they have fleshed it out as far as content, and I guess it's up to, your personal taste of what you like or not, because Scott will tell you he knows exactly what he's walking into, but he likes that.
Yeah.
And what is a game, end of the day, it's just a construct designed to pull all of the standard gaming triggers that delight us.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same reason that FIFA and Madden and Call of Duty sell millions and millions and millions of copies, is because they're servicing a player. Nobody wants crazy storylines and narrative twists in Madden. They want to play football. That's what they've said for 20 years. Just give me a little bit better football.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I do think that Wildlands, the way they've done the map and the way they've integrated the story into it, is a cool new thing for Ubisoft that I hope that they take a deeper look at and, just like we were saying, tweak a little bit and maybe put into different games. Because I think it's, really cool to kind of have this, it's got like this spider web of cartel bosses that you're kind of exploring this world, gaining intel, and it's like, oh, we've got a location on, this dude over here. Do you want to attack? It's like, well, yeah, let's hop in the helicopter. Let's go.
Yeah.
So. I would like to see them maybe focus into a little bit more grand scale. And I'm not saying by not doing that they're making a mistake at all. I just, more expansive to me is not as enticing as something that maybe has a grander scale in what it chooses to do. But I don't want to sound too, I don't need every game on the market to break the mold, so I'm good. And Wildlands is fun, and I admit it too. I can be easy to fool sometimes if the title sets out to do its, gimmick and do it well.
Yeah.
I can be enamored by a narrative or by a game, that is, can be a little flawed or has its own quirks, but just on narrative alone, favorites I have like Shadow of the Colossus, the game can get pretty boring, but I just don't care. I don't care, and Portal, Metal Gear Solid 5, we've talked about this game a bunch, and it is a lot like Far Cry 4. It works a lot like Ghost Recon, dare I say. It does work a lot like it.
Yeah.
And, or in the case of what we're talking about with the Ubisoft maps, I can be charmed easily by a new approach to just the standard customary mechanics, like Watch Dogs, and just new interesting things. Like, that's the basic Ubisoft map with this phone dynamic. Remember a game called Remember Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That game was completely on rails, but it was so crazy and ridiculous at the same time that I loved it. I loved it just because it was so unique and weird. Splinter Cell Blacklist, Skate. You either loved or hated Skate. Because that game was weird. You never controlled anything like it. The most complicated thing I had tried to control up until Skate would probably be like Tiger Woods or where he's using the right stick, for the club.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? That was the most complicated up until that point. If anybody played the original Xbox, remember that Star Wars Obi-Wan game?
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Yeah,
nice,
exactly.
Bud.
That's the first thing I thought of.
Yeah, and you're controlling that with the saber. Excuse me, the right
saber
stick.
with the right stick. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's interesting. That's different. Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance. I don't care what people say about the series. Even though I do have bad opinions about that whole Metal Gear Solid Survive or Metal Gear Survive fiasco, but well, it's a different
that's
game.
Been pretty quiet
fun.
Lately.
It was fun with all the Konami or Kojima sensibilities in it, and it was still just different, even though it was just a hack and slash.
Well, so you say that you like Revengeance, and I played a little bit of that, with you, I believe, and it was a stylish game, if nothing else. And some people that help work on that game help work on another game that I think that you've been messing around with. Do you want to?
Oh yeah.
Do you want to tell me a little bit about Nier?
Yeah, totally. I can. I did mention it earlier, but if it didn't really sound like I was tripping too hard about my whole Fusebox problems with my Xbox, it's because my girlfriend decided to for our anniversary, just buy me a PlayStation 4. I don't know what I did to deserve that.
Where do you get those?
I don't know, bud.
Imported straight from Japan.
I'm saying those kind of girlfriends.
Imported straight from Japan.
I love you, Donna. Anyway, so she just did that, and so that was pretty cool. You know, she knows that I started up this show, and that is just kind of my hobby. You know, to do this stuff. I don't watch any TV whatsoever. I can't chill while I watch TV. I need to be deeper into something to chill out. And she knows that, you know, I play this stuff and then I talk about it with you guys on the show. But Scoop That is the slim version, which is pretty cool. I mean, it's tiny. It's like, what'd you call it, Eagle? A sandwich. It's like a little PS4.
That's what it looked like to me, like a little sandwich, you know?
Yeah. I'm really
square sandwich.
I picked myself up some, Uncharted 4 is coming with it. But I know y'all asked me about Nier, but I figure I might as well just get all that stuff out now. I scooped that. I scooped No Man's Sky. And
No Man's Sky.
Yeah, dude. And Nier Automata.
Automata?
And and these are within this lineup that I got. It's 2 of them are series that I'm just now dipping into. For one thing, Nier, I had no idea that it was this long going of a series from titles like what was it, Scott? Drakengard?
Drakengard, yeah, and Nier itself has had a few titles, and I think some Japanese things that might have not come over to the States as well.
Yeah, but getting back to the whole point, you were talking about Platinum Games, and yeah, they did a lot with Rising Revengeance, and you can see it in this game. What am I playing, dude? I turned this game on, and in the first 20 minutes, like, first of all, you can't save, so I got to do all this again, and I still haven't. I'm glad because I haven't processed, but you know, it's a top-down shooter in these jets, and then it's like a side-scrolling shooter, and then it's like you're a robot that can fly shooter, and then you're on the ground slicing people up with a katana and your own person. I don't know. It is awesome.
Everything I've seen
it is just metal. Like, it's
just shredding. Yeah, because I saw some gameplay videos before it came out, and it looked real hack and slashy, kind of, you know, like you said, kind of Devil May Cry or Dark Souls-y kind of, you know, kind of melee combat. And after it came out, I watched some streams, and you know, it looks like a bullet hell top-down shooter, and like some just crazy views. And then I'm watching a player go like almost like a 2D platformer. It was so hard to follow.
I was side-scroll platforming, trying to get upstairs. It just switches it all up. But I'm still at the beginning of the game because I just got this system. So I just kind of booted some stuff up just to kind of get the feel for things.
Yeah.
And turn it on. But this is all in the first 5-10 minutes of the game.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Jesus.
Yeah, I was on the fence because I didn't want to load up and buy too much. So it came down to a decision for Nier and Horizon. And I decided to go with Nier. Because I know Horizon's so hyped up, it's going to go on sale.
Yeah.
And I have enough fetchy things already. I'm not saying anything about Horizon. It might be super awesome, and one day I will love it. But you know, with games like Uncharted and such, you know, I just have a lot of games kind of like that at the moment. So I'm really happy that I went with Nier. It's pretty different. I have no idea what's going on, but it's super intense and it takes itself super seriously, and I appreciate that stuff.
No, I know you're pretty early on in it, but like, are you feeling it? Like, with
dude, big robots and electric guitars. Are you kidding?
Okay.
Oh,
I feel you.
Yeah, scratches the itch, bro.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask. So you've been enjoying yourself. You're actually having fun with it.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
It seemed like, I don't know, when I was watching the gameplay, almost just too much. Like, too much was coming at me. I was like, I don't know what's going on here.
It is a lot, and you know, and that's one of the big differences with these types of games, and especially in the case going back to Rising Revengeance, it's such a departure from the rest of the Metal Gear games, because especially in all of them, like just take getting a message for the narratives. You know, they rely a lot on getting messages from NPCs in the middle of maps, and you hear what's going on audibly. And, you know, in the Metal Gear games, you squat down and you put your hand up to your head and you go, Otacon, and you go through your whole, like, script. You know, whereas Rising Revengeance, you're meant to be running the whole time, even while people are talking. And this is the same kind of thing. You are running the whole time. Everything is about movement. Everything is about thinking on the fly and going forward, and I actually eat that up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And,
did you find it difficult, the movement system? Because it seems like an insanely fast-paced game.
Yeah, I mean, it flows. It's good. I haven't even
Yeah.
had to change, my Xbox Elite controller that Donna also scooped for me because she's.
Where do you find these?
Oh my god!
Imported
I don't know, dude.
from Japan.
She was built by robots and sent back in time.
Yeah, clearly.
But I'm spoiled by that in the sense that I don't like something, I can just reprogram the controls in the game,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and I haven't had to do that at all with this.
Huh.
You do that a lot because you were telling me when you were playing Dark Souls, you were reconfiguring your controller.
Oh yeah, totes. I'm just kind of used to having paddles and such.
Oh,
now.
on the backside.
Yeah,
right.
and I'll put stuff on there so I don't have to take my thumbs
Paddles
off
on the
sticks.
backside.
Paddles on the back. Nice.
Yeah, I'm
But-
sorry for derailing that.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's fun though, and I'm sure it's just gonna get more and more zany, more and more wacky. I'll get to Horizon, but I'll get there.
Well, yeah, I'll keep checking in with you on that Nier because it does sound interesting. I've watched a lot of it and everything's crazy. I hear there's a whole bunch of endings and just like crazy stuff around every corner. And even the fact of you saying like I can't save after the intro, it's like what?
Dude, and it tells you too. It's like autosave is not supported by this game. Play the game to figure out how to save.
Yeah,
Like, are you
that's
kidding?
like some.
I'm like an adult. I have responsibles. I have meetings and functions. So like my PlayStation's on right now.
No,
Like
is
on
this
pause.
is this like like now in this generation nobody's shipping instruction booklets? Like is this kind of like the antithesis of that? Like, well, we're not even tell you how to play this game.
Yeah,
Figure
this
it
like
out.
like this digital hipster like minimalist approach.
Like, first of all, plug in your 360 into your Xbox One. And we're gonna play on that.
Digital survivalism.
Oh man.
But and I can kind of tie that into what we were talking about with Wildlands, where I'm saying like this super ridiculous. I mean, no matter how good it looks or whatnot, it's kind of hard to sum up into a sentence what this game is.
Yeah.
What Nier is, because it's so many different takes, and somebody might not like that at all, whereas I enjoy that. I enjoy high anxiety, I enjoy high stress when it comes to my activities and such. And we want to talk about Wildlands and such. It's a little slow for me, and I don't enjoy the military stuff so much. So like if it's got an Assassin's Creed skin or if it's got a Watch Dogs skin, I would probably like it a little bit more. Ubisoft games are fun, and they're just trying to make us all happy. I don't have to play all of them. They all have different flavors, and gamers come in different flavors too. I don't claim to be a hyper gamer, so I don't want to dissect a game like that and tear it apart. What flavor are y'all? I would say I'm spicy nunchucks.
I'm vanilla.
I suppose that'd be a vanilla bean.
Are you just a fancy version of me?
Maybe some Spanish vanilla.
Hmm.
I don't know. Bourbon,
some, like,
bourbon flavored.
Middle Earth strawberries.
Probably
Hot
bourbon.
dog water.
I gotta pick bourbon. Yeah.
Hot dog water.
All right, Limp Bizkit.
Just panic rolling.
Yeah,
but but on the other side of the spectrum too, I like that super fast gameplay, but I also popped in No Man's Sky, and that game is brutally slow.
yeah, that is not super
my
fast.
Gosh. They start you on a planet basically with a rock and a stick.
Yeah.
And you got to figure out what's going on. So I'm going through that too, to like super soothing music, checking out psychedelic planets. I haven't even taken off yet.
Really?
Yeah.
Have you enjoyed your experience with it then?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. I just need to sit with it a little bit longer and figure out what all the icons mean.
Yeah.
I just need 2 more units of one thing to get going, and I haven't found those. I don't know. It is the first 15 minutes of the game, so I'm sure it is easily solved, and I'm missing something.
So you'll find a couple of those elements around if you scan it.
Yeah, I don't claim to be any super gamer here. I take it.
Well, I was reading in the news recently that No Man's Sky announced another update, the Pathfinder update.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Did you take a look into that at all?
I haven't seen any. I'm still at the beginning of it. This one's supposed to be, the rovers, the range.
Yeah, dude. Looks like some like ground vehicles and like some more additions to the base building and just kind of expanding the game. Which I've got to say, when this game came out, to overhype it seemed, and then kind of missed everybody's expectations with what the game actually was, what was included in it. It makes me feel really good just knowing that Hello Games seems to have buckled down and started to produce some seemingly meaningful content for this game.
They got sued.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
For broken promises.
Can't break those promises.
Throw me in jail. Anyway.
That is crazy.
Sounds like another game of our past.
What about you, Brent?
Burned us.
What have you been on this week?
The same old. I'm back in the throes of Metal Gear, Phantom Pain. I just keep gushing about it. I don't know if it's just because it's my first Metal Gear. I really am. Like, again,
now, are you taking this game in like small chunks, or is it just that big a game?
No, well, I wouldn't say I'm taking it in small chunks at all, but I play it like maybe once or twice a week.
Yeah,
that's for at least 2 hours at a time.
Right.
The other night I took down. Jacob, help me with the Metal Gear's name again.
Sahelanthropus.
Sahelanthropus. Thank you. I
welcome.
took that down.
That's not a real word.
It's something like I took down Sahelanthropus and blah blah blah, and then credits start rolling, and they're like really slow moving like credits, like real credits, and I'm like, I guess I beat it. Oh, well, I had fun while I was playing it, but I hope there's another one coming out soon. And I was like, all right, well, I won't skip the credits. Maybe there'll be some sweet secret cutscene at the end that nobody stays around for, because nobody stays for the credits. And so I sit for 20 minutes and watch the credits roll by.
Those credits are so long.
Very, very long credits. And then, sure enough, here's a cutscene of coming in Chapter 2 and all this stuff. And I'm like, oh, it looks so fun. I wonder when this is going to come out. Mm-hmm. And then it fades out and then drops me back off at Mother Base, and it says Chapter 2. And I'm like, hell yeah, like got me instantly hyped to keep going.
Starts getting
and I was like,
weird.
oh, I only just beat half of the game. I believe that it's a pretty long game, right, Jacob?
You'll figure it out.
I'm just saying, like,
I'm over here like
I've put in a lot of hours on this game, and I only just got to apparently 50% completion. I don't know, man. It just keeps surprising me with so much cool stuff.
Yeah.
I can't stop talking about it. It's such a good game. I know I've said it before, but I feel like such an idiot if that this is the first installation I've played of the series.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I'm kind of missing out on a lot of stuff with all these characters that I've heard of just being a gamer, but I don't they don't have a solid home in my heart yet.
Yeah, if you like them so much now, it would really blow your mind where all this has come from.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean.
Because all these
it sucks that I'm
characters
missing
are
out that.
Like, this is a prequel.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So you're just sitting here like, man.
Now, do you think there's any worthwhile to playing the older ones?
Hell yeah.
See,
if you haven't played them, yeah, of course.
You think they hold up?
They're the standards.
Mm-hmm.
Right,
so
but
that's what I was gonna.
I don't like playing, for instance, Dark Souls 1 is, not by far like an old game by any means, but just its look and feel makes it impossible for me to play. Like, it's
clown shoes.
Uninteresting. Yeah. So
don't kill me, but it's just kind of hard to go back to it.
I cannot believe you people are saying this to me right now.
What you mean, you people?
you people.
Sorry, man.
You Dark Souls 1 virgins is who I'm talking about.
Hey, I'm no virgin. I have been there. I've went through the training area. and then I left.
That's like seeing a titty. That's all you've done.
I'm good. I'm good.
That's all I need to
bag of sand.
Do me.
Oh. But have you played like any of the older Metal Gears like within the past 10 or 15 years, Jake?
Me? Yeah. I've played them all again.
Okay.
Yeah, I've played Metal Gear Solid 4 times. I played 2 like 3. I've played 3 twice. And played 4 twice. Rising once. Peace Walker once. But never got into the like Metal Gear Acid and all that. I never really had the handhelds. Wasn't really a handheld person.
Right.
Didn't have the PSP.
Jacob, this is one thing I wanted to ask you. So where in the timeline am I right now with the games?
Oh, well, I don't want to spoil anything, but you are before the first one in 1980 whatevs.
Mm-hmm.
Because that is the prototype. And then it is beep. Yeah, I don't want to spoil nothing for anybody.
Yeah, I don't want any spoilers.
Because you're not Solid Snake. You're
mm-hmm.
You're the clone.
Punished.
Yeah, you are Venom Snake.
Mm-hmm.
You are the guy. And
but why I asked that is so you've played every single one of them. You know them thoroughly, right?
Not every one of them. And yes, I feel that I have a good grasp on them.
Does all of these stories, for the most part, flawlessly work and flow together?
No, but they tried. I mean, it's the same thing with Dark Souls. Part of it is just going to be head canon.
Right.
Just how things make sense in your head. Because end of the day, the story is really silly. And it's all metaphorical anyway. The entire, one of the big, how do I say this? Okay, without trying to sound like, well, listen up, class. I'm not trying to. It is my opinion in my head canon that the Metal Gear Solid or the Metal Gear series is about war. And it's about war economy. And a lot of it is about the perception of the United States and Russia from a Japanese perspective.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to be too, any more specific or be misunderstood when I said that.
Yeah.
Because it's not a perspective of America from an American. Mm-hmm. And it's Metal Gear is always about the war economy and how some people's lives are doomed tragically to only just be a soldier.
Yeah.
And each game is like that. They all take on little themes within themselves.
Sure.
And so each one is different in that regard. And so each one kind of has something different to say.
Right. Okay, well, the reason I asked is because, I've looked into the lore a little bit to just try to get my head around, the space I'm occupying in this game. Because obviously there's a lot of stuff going on, and I don't know everything. So I just try to look up the lore just to, gain my bearings a little bit. And whoever wrote these games, kudos to them. Again, I can't stop gushing, but it's fantastic.
Did the art too. It's been the same guy. His name is Yoji Shinkawa.
Okay, shout out.
Dude, check his art out. He is phenomenal. You can even find videos, and he's been in the game a long time, and he's always been the artist for Kojima Productions and such. Whether it be, he did all the work on Zone of the Enders, most of the work for every modern Metal Gear game. The art in-game, the art outside of the game. It's a Kojima game because you see his art.
Yeah. Yeah, like eye patches and big tits, right?
Right.
Well, you can mock him if you want, but if you want to,
I'm not mocking at all.
Like play through Rising Revengeance. That game, it's a music video. The whole thing is a music video. And that was drawn by him. It's amazing. Good stuff.
Yeah,
very cool.
To them. That's what I've been doing. That's what I've been playing.
That's what you've been playing. Well, you and I were talking earlier about the Middle Earth Shadow of War sequel coming this August.
Yeah.
So we watched some gameplay footage. They dropped like that 15-20 minute slice
Mm-hmm.
to kind of show off like the returning Nemesis system and some of the improvements. How you feeling about this, man? Where's the hype level?
Oh, from this 15-minute trailer, August seems so far away. I'm super excited. Yeah, they dropped a lot, and I almost feel like the leaks, quote unquote, that they had weren't really leaks. It was just to get the hype up, and then the next day drop a full 15-minute with commentary trailer,
right?
Or they just have a really good team and
just ready to go.
Whip this together real quick. One of the first things that you notice that they're talking about is there's multiple regions, which in the first game there was only basically one region, but in game that you could go to a separate one that wasn't anywhere near as big. But this is saying that there's multiple regions, so that's really cool. I don't know how large they're going to be as in comparison, but I mean that's cool. And they seem to be regions that, for the most part, that some people will recognize if they're fans of the series.
Yeah.
And within each of these regions, apparently these new guys called overlords are in charge of each region, which before there was only war chiefs, and that's what you had to deal with in the Nemesis system, and who'd have to take over. So now with the war chiefs, you can get them basically on your side. You could before, but in this one, apparently you can bring them into battles, especially if you're going to be combating against warlords, because they're usually held up in, it seemed like a stronghold or a fort or a castle. And some of these war chiefs that you can bring onto your side have like specific things. Like what they showed was like a massive orc, and he could take down the gates of the castle. And then one guy, he was on like he had like cavalry, which was his specialty, and so you can take on each of these different strongholds and apparently many different ways. They were saying that every single gamer is going to have a completely unique play experience, which I don't really see how that's going to work out, but that sounds awesome.
Yeah, because I was watching the little clip of when they showed, kind of storming against that stronghold. And so what the game seems like is that you kind of go around the area, you raise your troops, you recruit, different kinds of guys, like you were saying, like the big troll that can knock down the doors, or, a group of archers or some cavalry. And then when you feel like you're amassed enough troops and ready to go, you can kind of storm this stronghold to try and take it for yourself. Now, they showed that like the strongholds and overlords kind of had their own aesthetic and like special powers guarding these forts. Yeah.
And that like... sorry to interrupt. Is this like an RTS? Does this play like...
No.
Okay.
Not at all.
Think of like an Assassin's Creed, more melee combat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Special powers and stuff.
Okay. Yeah, like Assassin's Creed with like some ghost powers.
Yeah, because this game you have. Well, so this game, your story about the character is he's creating his own ring, right? To like harness his own like set of special powers and stuff. Yeah, like in the first game, I believe you and your family, spoiler alert, are all killed. This happens in the first 5 minutes of the game. They're killed in front of you. These, I don't remember exactly who, but bad people. Bad, dark
I would make a ring too.
Yeah.
I would
kill
do it
your
too.
wife and son in front of you and then kill you. But
it's like law-abiding citizen.
Ooh, it's starring Gerard Butler in Shadow elves. Of Mordor.
Yeah, so some sort of elf ghost doesn't let you die, and then gives you all of his powers and brings you back to life to hunt these guys down and take vengeance on your family. And then I guess in the second one, you actually forge the ring, the one ring. And then, so I guess that's, apparently you'll have the powers of the ring in this one as well. And then I saw, what?
Everything that you just said for the past 1 minute could be like
nerdy.
Robert Plant Led Zeppelin lyrics.
Yeah, Battle of Evermore, bro.
The ring is red and black.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sorry. Continue. I'm sorry.
They were into it. Yeah, and just a couple more things on it. I saw that some of the war chiefs, before getting to the Overlord, they had some sort of dark curse powers to them, which seems cool. That's going to be a different aspect in it. And dragons. You can ride dragons in this game.
I saw that.
I'm so hyped.
It
Who doesn't want to ride a dragon?
Like Rain of Fire, like McConaughey.
Yeah.
Well, watching the gameplay, they kind of storm this stronghold, which, like Jacob, you were asking, is it an RTS? There is some like strategy layers to it. Watching the stronghold that they sieged against was kind of, it seemed like if you didn't have the right dudes to take down the door, you'd probably just lose this fight. So,
like Happy Wars. I know
what is that?
Obscure reference. Remember that game, Happy Wars?
Yeah. Well, yeah, kind of. That was like that was like a MOBA almost.
Oh.
This is it shares some things from that. It does share some things from RTSs, not like base building and fortifying.
Defense-y.
Yeah. Huh.
Okay.
Yeah, that's one thing I'm curious is because in the first one, you could have guys behind you, but it really wasn't necessary at all. And I'm curious if you can go through the whole game without amassing an army behind you. I'm gonna do it, but
it's like I'm a loner, Dottie.
Yeah, I wonder if it is completely necessary to continue through the game.
I'm a loner, Dottie. A rebel.
But yeah, it seemed really cool. The player character with all his special powers and stuff seemed like super OP and was just like kind of clamoring from orc to orc, cutting limbs off, and that seemed cool. And he stormed his way all the way into this kind of center room where the Overlord was sitting and waiting, and it kind of turned into this huge, extravagant boss battle against this guy. And so this is kind of where they showed the Nemesis system coming into play, in that like a dude jumps through the window and saves your life, and he's kind of one of your low lieutenant style guys, and you end up winning this fight, and so then you get the choice to put an Overlord in power of this stronghold. And so it kind of brings up all the choices, and there was the dude who saved your life, and it's like, do you want to promote him? So I can see where this Nemesis system will get deep and interesting with those relationships.
Yeah.
Quid pro quo, huh?
Yeah.
Squid pro row.
Yeah. You're going places in this stronghold, son.
I give you this chair, orc.
I'm just an orc that started in the mailroom. Look at me now. Secrets of my success.
My God.
Exactly. Jacob, you sound like you're poo-pooing this game.
No, I'm not. I'm looking. No, dude, it sounds metal as fuck. I'm looking forward to I don't know. I just don't get into elves and stuff. But I'm not gonna. I'm gonna try it. I want to try it out.
Right.
I want to try it.
All right.
I mean,
it looks really good.
I'm usually spicy nunchucks, but I'll go a little, I don't know, Shire jerky.
Okay. All right. A little Shire jerky. I'll try some of that with you.
Out,
Better boil it for safety.
Yeah, boil it for safety.
You know what game? Yeah, I can't make fun of anybody because I got Donna in on it too. We have been all about this mobile game, Bit City.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, yeah. Be the mayor of Bitty City, bud.
The true power fantasy.
You ever heard of Bad Biddies? Nah, dude.
Let me spread the good word of Nimblebit to you.
Yeah, man. Just been building my empire, block by block.
Now this is a phone app, right?
Yeah, it's a grinder. Just a phone grinder. You build your city. There are 3 different types. You heard us talk about Realm Grinder earlier. It's very similar to that, but not nearly as complicated.
I got you.
And you build your city based on a criteria of 3 different, resources as far as a city, whether it be residential, service, or business. And you have your goals to fulfill as you go, and you make money, and you upgrade your bank, and you run the city like the motherfucking mob, dude.
There you go.
I gotta tell you, man. City's rough, man. City's life rough, and you gotta you gotta look like you know where you are.
You gotta fake it till you make it, huh?
Yeah, dude. These block guys, they'll come up and they'll ask you like where your grandma stays at. They're gonna ask you where you went to school.
You getting bullied in Biddy City?
Yeah, man. Dude, I gotta tell you, dude. I know the streets. I have an upcoming LP coming out, a mixtape that I wrote. Well, you don't know about this? My stage name?
No. What do you got?
I go by many names, homie. I go by Lil Bit. I go by I go by Biddy Smalls.
Okay.
Yeah, like,
right.
I love it when you call me Bit Poppa. Fire.
Wow.
Throw your hands in the air if you're made of squares.
Wow.
And pause so I don't get sued.
Oh no.
The streets is a mother.
Wow.
Squares,
like they tailgate you like constantly.
Bro, pixel punts on this podcast.
Have you been?
Everything's always under construction here.
Have you just been living this double life we haven't known about?
Yeah, dude. I've been living by night. I'm on the corner, under the street lamp,
slinging pixels.
Dude, just slinging blocks.
Slinging pixels.
Just stacking it block by block, bud.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
dude, that's tight. I know you like those games. These were the same guys that did like Tiny Tower and Pocket Planes.
Yeah, Tiny Tower, Pocket Planes, Pocket Trains, Pocket Frogs.
Whoa, a lot of pockets you got there, guy. Do they also have shares in cargo
pants? Like a Hemingway safari shirt with
oh my god.
Short sleeves but 9 pockets. Just it's weird.
Weird flaps everywhere.
Lots of zippers.
I want to go fly fishing.
No, it's super cool. It just got to the point where it's like grinder though, because I'm at my particular goal is to construct 10,000 buildings. And as this goes, it's not the type where you have to mash on the screen all the time. You upgrade your cars that you have driving around in your planes. They give you money by actively playing and tapping on the coins that appear above their heads. You up the taxes based on residential, business, or service and try and max those out. And then there's a construction button that gives you a set amount of slots at the beginning of every game. So the particular city I'm in right now is bigger, so I get 6 auto construction slots, and you consider that like an upgrade. Ooh. In a sense. So I don't have to save up to upgrade every building. There's always a cycle of 6 of them being constructed at a time, and they turn into different things that have different buffs of how they make money. And you just try and make money and check all the boxes and get on to the next city.
Well, nice, man. I'm glad that you can enjoy that. Because
and the whole time they deploy smooth jazz.
Wow. Okay.
So it's just,
I'm in.
Right.
Yeah, really relaxing experience.
Eagle, you
saxophone
don't
in the ears?
Eagle, you don't sound
little
like
sexual harassment.
Too into this game.
No, I hate these games.
Whatever.
No, like I don't want to hate on anything, but
have
these
a
are
Snickers,
not bruh. Yeah, I would love a Snickers. I had a Snickers hazelnut for the first time. That was out of control.
Oh yeah, good.
Breaks the backboard. There's just backboard glass everywhere. Getting dunked on by Snickers hazelnut.
Yeah,
wow.
Those things are from another galaxy.
Bomb.com.
All right, Jacob.
Not a sponsor.
I guess I'm gonna have to download your Biddy City.
Bit City, bud. Dude, you're gonna hate
those
it.
Fire. Bars you just spit.
Dude, realest shit I never wrote, bruh. That was all off the top of the head.
You're talented, bud. You really got something going.
Yeah, I'm the future.
Well, let me know when the EP drops on Bandcamp or whatever website you throw it on.
SoundCloud.
Be excited. Listen to the ads, please. Don't skip.
Yeah, I only do battles, so maybe on Snapchat or something.
All right.
Facebook Live.
Yeah.
Guys, I just turned around. I looked at my TV.
Right.
It's at 82% downloaded.
What?
That's exciting.
I swear, it's days like these where you just really can tell how slow your internet is when you're waiting on these large games to download.
Yeah.
The effect. The massive effects of Mass Effect.
It's so massive. They had to move to another galaxy. It's so big.
What galaxy was that?
What?
Andromeda.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
It's titled Mass Effect Andromeda.
Hey.
Getting it?
Dude, I'm so excited for this game.
Yeah, I'm pretty pumped too. The only thing is that, man, they come across as so complicated at first. That's the only thing I'm not looking forward to. But the character creation mode they have on the Mass Effects are always pretty cool, so I want to see how much different everything looks. I've been reading some really mixed reviews, though, but it's only been out for EA trial users, right?
Right.
There aren't any, Australians or anything that are already playing it, are they?
Actually, probably noon, then yes, so.
Yeah.
But actually, I take that back. I think it comes out delayed in Europe and Asia.
Okay.
So, I don't know. Maybe. But, yeah, so if you had EA access, you could play 10 hours of it as of, last week. So, the general public has had their, option to check it out. And, yeah, like you were saying, Jake, some mixed reviews. Looks like most of the complaints are coming from, the animations and,
the visual department is what I'm hearing more things about than anything. But, that's ignorable if the story's really cool, if you're into what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. And, I just like you said earlier, Jake, I do like sci-fi. So, just it kind of being in space. And I like that they have gone to, the Andromeda Galaxy, not, sticking with Milky Way. So, that really gives them the opportunity to open the book for some weird alien species and some interesting storytelling, hopefully. So
yeah, I know we talked about this before, so forgive me. But this is your first Mass Effect, yeah?
Yeah, I played a little bit of 1 and a little bit of 3 at a friend's house, but no, I've never played them.
If you played a little bit, they're real heady. So that's the only thing that I already know that's going to be 3 or 4 hours just to get through the tutorial. And maybe that's just a statement about me and my capacity. But I'd like to think I'm sharp. And I just, I don't know, Mass Effect, it's complicated. But that's cool. It's just real hardcore. It just really, really gets complicated.
Well, I think, after playing enough Wildlands the past 2 weeks, a nice deep story would be welcome.
Yeah.
I've been mindlessly shooting hundreds of cartel guys that I hope are bad.
Yeah.
That's what the report says.
Yeah, I know.
Have you beaten the campaign?
No, I'm about 60% of the way done. It is, when I say massive, dude, it is massive.
In a cool way, or you
just
kind of... Okay.
Well, I was kind of at that point where, because you have these... You've got missions, story missions. You've got, obviously, side missions and stuff. And another cool thing that the game does is instead of doing, loot or anything like that, they tell you where the guns and accessories are when you acquire some intel. So, you go into, a base, and you find some intel about where weapons are located around the map. So 4 or 5 little icons will pop up.
Yeah. That's
so
like Metal Gear when you interrogate dudes.
Totally.
Yeah,
same thing. So, you kind of hop around, you pick up some weapons, and then, you start chipping away at these story missions as you go. And, it's got that typical Ubisoft, ooh, shiny. just get distracted. But there's probably 30 to 40 like cartel leaders, and each one have 5 missions. There's a ton of stuff to do.
Yeah, a lot of homework.
Yeah, totally. It's that perfect game to just chew on for an afternoon.
Yeah.
Mass Effect will, it's one of those where you're going to be watching a lot of cutscenes. I like that stuff. That's pretty cool. Yeah, and it's going to be a long game. I know this. I mean, it has to be.
I mean, it's a whole nother galaxy, right? I've been sleeping for 600 years. It better be a lot. Man, it's a long nap.
Indeed.
Man, well, that's cool.
I can't wait to get all these materials together and start flying through space in No Man's Sky, checking out this psychedelic galaxy. Speaking of.
That's pretty tight, dude. I'm excited to see some of that. We should capture some footage.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to, especially with being able to check out these PS4 titles and such now and bring that to the show. I'll disembark on my own solo journeys.
Yeah, Jacob.
Send you a message by Falcon. Falcon PlayStation News.
Jacob, are you considering getting Bloodborne?
Hell yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm
not for the
jealous
faint of heart.
No.
I'm going to try it, but I'm stuck on Dark Souls 3 right now. I'm at the beginning of Irithyll, and I can't get past these knights. I want to call them Pontiff knights, but, man, once they get going, they don't stop. And if you don't dodge, you're just dead. And they always come in threes.
Dude, like endless stamina, dude.
Man, it is unfair. Like, these guys, they just have forever poise.
Yeah.
They just keep yamming away. You don't get a break. So I'm kind of stuck right there at the moment. And then with my Xbox messing up, it's just been in a fickle mood. Just hasn't been turning on. Yeah, but I got some stuff. I'm going to get on some Uncharted. And
unshot those pants, Nathan Drake. Oh man, that's cool. Everybody needs to have a little like male version of Tomb Raider in their life.
Male version of Tomb. I actually haven't played these. I have the third one. I never played it. I got it started, but it played like an action game, and I really wanted something after finishing Tomb Raider that was a lot like that.
Yeah.
This one came with the PlayStation. It was this or Call of Duty, and I'm like, nah, to Call of Duty. So.
Whoa.
I don't know. I'm just not a Call of Duty fella. It was Infinite Warfare, and never has a Call of Duty game ever come out that I just haven't heard anything about at all.
This one, dude, I've bought probably every Call of Duty in recent history, and this is the first one that I skipped. It was.
Yeah, I don't hear anything on it. I feel like nobody bought it, so it's just.
You didn't buy it at all?
No. I played the beta of the Infinite Warfare, and the one word that I could use to describe it is just stiff. It was just really, really stiff gameplay and gunplay. And I was really interested in the Modern Warfare remaster. I played COD 4 a lot, so that interests me. But still, to this day, 8 months later, they're not selling those separate. I still have to buy Infinite Warfare and Modern Warfare together. I can't just buy the remaster of Modern Warfare.
Yeah.
Which, that just kind of pissed me off a little bit. And I'm sick of Activision doing stuff like that.
Yeah, it's a little on the lame side.
Yeah.
And when you pop on 100 polos, you're gonna end up a little stiff.
Activision, the most polo-wearing company in the world.
That was a haiku, bro. Blew my mind.
Oh, I love it.
I feel like I've been digging into a California roll right now, and I just look up and I read that in Japanese on the wall, man. It's
soothing.
Pop that fortune cookie open, and there it is.
Tight.
Polo shirts.
That's what Call of Duty is, dude. Polo shirts to me.
Polo shirts and haikus. No.
Infinite Warfare is just 100 of them.
Speaking of polo shirts and haikus, we're coming up on time, boys, for this episode here.
Yeah, I think so. I think we're about at that delicious part. So what are your plans for this week, Jake? You diving a little more into the PS4?
Yeah, I'm going to keep going on Nier, get into some No Man's Sky, try and improve my placement in Dark Souls if I can get the Xbox working, so I have more to talk about next week. Cool. But I'm going to be trying to get some captures of this new technology to put on our videos on YouTube until we get going on a scheduled podcast release basis. And then I'm going to be recording my my mixtape with DJ Bit City Beast and
right.
Young
we're
Nimble.
Gonna be, yeah, dude. We're Young Nimble. Young Nimble and Lil Bit. And we're going to tell you about the harshness of the block streets of the block.
Right, dude.
Wow.
Get in that block-proof whip of yours and check it out.
Dude, that's how it goes, dude.
What about you, Brent? You got more Phantom Pain on the horizon?
Yeah, absolutely. Hopefully I'll beat it. Credits will roll, and then that'll just continue forever. And I can just.
Bud, try some Evolve out. I want to hear what you think of Evolve.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
We talk a lot about Metal Gear. Let's hear what you think about Evolve, too. Pop that Evolve shirt off.
I downloaded it last night.
Nice.
Yeah, I jumped back in a little bit yesterday to see if I could go fishing for some noobs, and all I got was some old salty vets there for the same reason I was.
That just make the game no fun.
Oh, man.
Nice.
It's like, you're tracking the monster wrong. Like, hold on. This is an imaginary planet with imaginary monsters. I can do whatever I want, thank you.
Yeah. Well, I had some good memories of that game, though. That thing was fun.
Yeah. Well, be sure and stop by next week. We will have some Evolve news, it sounds. See what they're up to on Sheer.
Check us out on Best Jacob Alive 2 on the Xbox. Yet to be seen. I'm pretty sure I'm still One Take Jake on PlayStation.
Heck yeah.
But we'll see what's going on.
Where can the lovely people find you, Mr. Brent?
On the Xbox, you can find me under Mr. Doodoo Man, MisterDooDooMan, no spaces.
Not surprising.
Or AWBS88 on Steam.
To Steam it is.
Yeah.
Well, I'm your friendly neighborhood Best Eagle Alive. You can find me on Xbox. For Brent and Jacob, we'll be checking in with you next week. It's been a pleasure to be your host.
Stay ambered, bud.
Keep them high and tight.